Hello Sheikkers and welcome back to Nerdy Sheik Universe. I am back with a new video. I was actually inspired by Ms. Toxic Tears on YouTube to do something interesting. As you know, I mentioned in my 2 tutorials that I am blind. And, well, we do have a lot of things being said to us. What video am I talking about that inspired me is the whole entire What Not to Say to Goth Girls. And you can watch over at her channel. And the one that I'm doing is called What Not to Say to the Blind. And there's also some that you shouldn't be saying to blind women. Because we do have a lot of people that are ignorant in the world, and they don't understand that us as the blind people can do a lot of things, and we do get hurt by some things that do get said. And I'll get why some of these things do get said. Yeah, there are times when it can be used as a joke, but in the end, is it really a joke? Or did you really hurt them? So here are some of the things that I came up with, and also all thanks to my best buddy Vivi helped me out with some of these things that she has encountered. So first one, how many fingers I'm holding up? Ugh. I got this back in high school. I know, back in high school and middle school, a lot of kids are mean. But I didn't know that I was going blind until I was entering high school in my freshman year. And during my junior year, I got the how many fingers I'm holding up. And I still could see those fingers, but at the same time, I wanted to really get on their case for asking me that. And the last time I got asked that by someone that was not my doctor or his nurse's assistant was a voice actor at a convention. So yeah, I didn't do anything. I asked them, please don't ask me that. Nicely. Next. You can't marry because you can't take care of your spouse, which is untrue. With the right skills in taking care of yourself and home and other people, then you are able to live with someone. Which, that is a really good point. All thanks to Vivi. She was the one who created that point. I'm also getting married to my longtime boyfriend, Gondris. It's going to be 10 years for us in 2 months. And I've gone through many independent living skills classes and able to take care of myself, as in cooking and also cleaning as best as I can, do laundry and so on. So if I can do my own laundry, I can also do Gondris's. Okay, next. I can't let you cook because you can make a mess. Ay. I think I might have spelled this, but I encountered this so many times, especially when I try cleaning up my own messes after cooking. There are times when things get left out, but here's the interesting thing. Sometimes the sighted people can be messier than a blind person. And I've seen it before with my environment in my own house last year. Yeah, with the entire mess that it became with hoarding, and it wasn't me, it was someone else. But I've seen messier sided people. Okay. And cooking is one of those things too. Okay, next. How can you do a task without sight? Easy. Independent living skills. Yes. I mentioned this before. You may not be able to see the task at hand, but you can use your many other senses in order to do that. As in, the most biggest one is touch. As you can tell that I'm reading from a Braille display in order to read my points. I should have done that in the 50 random facts video, but I never thought about it. But most of the time it's touch, and I was taught to do some things differently, like sewing, cooking, which is a big thing, crossing the street, putting on makeup, which I'll mention that later, able to organize some stuff, even labeling the microwave in case if I need to microwave some food. There you go. You should be using sharp objects because you can cut yourself. I have been cutting things open, like boxes from packages from Amazon with knives. I've been chopping onions, tomatoes, and even can... Did I mention packages? Yeah, packages. Heck, I even had to slice open a few hard to open packages from Tide with a knife. And no cuts, no stitches. I've seen people do it and get cut themselves. So no cuts, no stitches. You can see on my fingers here. Yeah. And not only that, no lost fingers either. Okay, what? Next up, you may think this is funny while watching this, but I did get this once. What's Braille? I know. Seriously, what? Let me explain this for anybody who doesn't really know it as much. In a nutshell, it used to be a 12-dot system that was improved after the war, all thanks to a kid named Louis Braille in France, who made it from 12 dots to 6, and it's raised, which you can tell in this display that I am reading Braille. And it's how I read, and it's how I write. And I can even read Braille menus at Cheesecake Factory and Denny's. And also the new code that is supposed to have everything printed in it by next year. And try to be certified in it. Okay, next. Are you from Homestuck? yeah. If, if you don't know what Homestuck is I'm not sure it's still going, but it is an online comic book, which I know I only seen Linkara review once, all thanks to a Patreon sponsor. I don't get the entire idea, but it deals with online gaming or something. Like you have your own personality in a digital world. It's almost like no game, no life, almost. Don't kill me if you like that anime. I like it too. But anyways, back to the whole entire "Are you from Homestuck" thing. Back in 2012, when I was at AFO, there was a girl who was cosplaying as the blind character from Homestuck. And someone thought I was also cosplaying that character too, because I was carrying my blind cane. Except the difference is I don't swing my cane above my shoulders like the character does in Homestuck. I only may get you in the ankles by accident. Trust me, that's where I get hit by other people that don't know I'm there. Had it happen at the NFB convention a year ago when I was visiting for a day. But I am not from Homestuck. I don't think I have seen any other cosplayers from that. I did hear one convention did ban that cosplay because the hotel had a situation where people were cleaning all the face makeup and everything in the pool and hot tub. Okay, next. Hold on. Can you read this thing? As in, if you hold something up to me and think if I could read it? No, I can't. I had to have it in Braille. As in, I could touch a bathroom sign. That's it. That kind of took me off during MegaCon. I forgot what it was, but one of the years, if you guys remember, the whole entire "you lost the game" thing was popular. Someone tried to get me with their DS by having it say "you lost the game" and try to have me read it. Unfortunately, I couldn't read it, so technically I won. Okay, next up. This is a mobility thing that I've been noticing lately with Gondress, and I kind of talked to him about it. But I want you to grab on so you won't hurt yourself. Okay. I admit that I sometimes bump into things by mistake, even with my cane, but it's kind of a bit of an accident. I try to say, please let me at least walk. I have a bit of a little claustrophobia right now, and if I get a little too close or have someone in front of me a little too close, I kind of feel it. And I prefer walking with my mobility skills with my cane because I feel a little more comfortable. And first, my dad was uncomfortable and he kept on grabbing onto me, which is a big no-no. I would put my hand on his shoulder if I need to. If people ask to have as assistance, like I voted in a primary election that had to deal with voting for a judge and our school board. I grabbed onto their shoulder because I had to find where the audio uh, ballots were. And I prefer being asked, not forcing it on me. If you're wondering, how would I get hurt? Years ago, before I started picking up the cane, it was like a month before I decided to pick it up. We were go on the rock and roller coaster, and we were on the regular line, and I didn't know there was a hidden wall. And Gondress tried to warn me, and I ran into a wall that I couldn't see, and I hurt my nose. And the rest of the night, I had a cup up to my nose, a cup of ice up to my nose for the rest of the night. And he felt guilty about that, but I put it back in the past because now I'm trying to be careful. There are risks involved. You can get hurt. It's normal to trip. I've even seen sighted people trip on their own. I admit, I slipped on a banana peel with my cane back in high school. Yes, that actually happened. And it was on a tile floor. I know Mythbusters did something saying it's not possible, but it is if you have a little piece of banana left. But still, I don't like the idea of being told to grab on all the time when I have the skills in the first place. Next, let me do that for you. Which I get that a lot since I do things on my own already. There are times when help does get in the way when I don't ask for it. I do appreciate it, but it does get to it becomes a little too much. For instance, I had to stop my dad from taking over my chopping a green pepper when I try to find a knife. I'm like, no. Because I have my special cutting board. It's good to ask for help, but there are times when you got the task situated and done, you pretty much get it the next few times. What's worse is the helicopter help. It does make me nervous. For instance, I know my parents and anybody else have their concerns, but I try to tell them, hey, it's okay. I got it. Okay. Next is something that BB gave me. When you talk about watching something on TV or in the theater, you get, how do you watch it if you can't see it? Ugh. Yeah. That does come up. I even get it too towards, I get asked nicely by other people, how do you watch anime? I do watch it in English. But there are those people that are those jerks that ask, how can you watch it without seeing it. If you want to know something, nowadays you have audio description. Even on Netflix for Deadpool, not Deadpool. I'm I'm thinking back to when I saw Deadpool. I had the audio description box. Yes, it was an interesting experience, but it was fun. But on Netflix, on some of the shows, you can get audio description. And I used to have Gondress or best buddy Toby go with me to anime meetings. Oh, also nerdy shirts. Read the subtitles for me because I can't read the subtitling. Now I just wait for the anime to come out. I rarely go to anime club meetings, especially this one that everybody has seen at MegaCon Anime Sushi. I used to be a sushi member for the longest time, but I stopped going because either Gondress is working or I don't have my buddies always going with. But I'd rather wait until it gets on Netflix or I could buy it on DVD if whenever I have the funds for it. Or when it's holiday time. For instance, I've been watching Sword Art online. And I remembered how the anime was like. Even though there's no audio description on there, but I still enjoy it. I could still hear everything. I did remember how Jason Fawn did ask me, how can you watch Power Rangers if you can't see it? I'm like, easy, the grunts, all the sound effects. He was nice about it though, which is a good thing, but he was curious. The good thing is, if you're curious, you can ask these questions without being a jerk, but if just do the whole entire jerk thing, that does tick somebody off. Okay. Next. I know this is kind of the same realm of you can't marry, but with what BB gave me, you can't live on your own. You need someone to be with you to do everything for you. And also, this is the same realms of let me do it for you. I found out if you let someone does it for you, you enable them. And I did get this before, like, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, when I was, I think, dating a visually impaired guy. I've referred to him as the X. I got this from my mom as well. You have to have someone sided with you to do everything for you. Actually, if you have the skills and the know-how to do a lot of things, you're able to live on your own. Especially in an apartment, knowing where to go, planning the trip, knowing the bus route, knowing everything. Heck, if you can't make it to the bank on time before it closes, you can ask for your spouse to help you take a picture of the check that you may have, or have it directly deposited into your account. I mean, there's many ways. If you have the know-how, you could live on your own, or if you're going to marry somebody. Speaking of which, try overhearing significant others, parents. I have a mother, but on this document, but parents telling them he or he needs help needs your help to get things, or getting around your room. Or even house, for that matter. Okay. Yes, I had this happen years ago when I was still in college. I felt like I'm someone that can't get around a specific area. Here's the truth. If you have the mobility skills, if you have a cane, use it. Or at least, if you don't have your cane in a house that you're, or apartment you're familiar with, you can have your hand on the wall, try to protect yourself at the torso in case if something hits you. And you could get around to the bathroom, to the bedroom, to the kitchen. I mean, yeah, there's going to be obstacles, but you can also tell the person to try to put it in some place that is not in your way. So you could get around the room a lot easier. I mean, yeah, the parent won't know that, but the person that you know would. And, oh, especially one time when I was able to pour a bowl of cereal when I was hungry when Gondres and his mom was still sleeping. She came out and she thought I needed help, but I was able to do it on my own. It kind of did surprise her a little, and I was able to do that. Heck, I could even get up and navigate a place in the dark to get a bottle of water, even around my own place, when there's a power outage. See, if you're familiar with your surroundings, there you go. Okay, next up, what's the point of you putting on makeup when you can't see yourself doing it? If anybody has seen my 2 tutorials that I've done so far, I pretty much do my makeup by guiding the brush with touch with my fingers. Like, I guide the crease brush to where the crease is. I guide my brush for the defining shade to where I need to define. I even guide the mascara wand to my lashes to get where I need to be. Even putting on blush. So pretty much I guide my brushes. And I did get a few makeup pointers from someone who used to be a makeup artist that started going blind due to a low vision condition. And she still puts on makeup, and she's able to kind of see herself in the mirror, and she gave pointers on what to do if you can't see yourself in the mirror, which was very handy. I wish she could host a panel like that over at the National Federation of the Blind or the American Council for the Blind. That can be handy for any young people that are blind that want to go into makeup, want to know how to guide your brushes, which can help. And also, I did admit that I used to do a lot of mess ups, like with liquid eyeliner, but I no longer use those. But that's part of practice as well. If you keep on practicing, you'll get it. Okay. Sorry, that was my mom. Sorry, I'm trying to get through this. Okay. If someone's not with you, guiding you, watch out for that thing in the way. Even after running into it when you can't see it. Normally, sighted guides would say go left or right to avoid the obstacles, because my dad does help with offhand guiding, aka backseat guide. Even though it does work, it does help, because I avoid the wet floor signs, which I always run into. Those things are very annoying to run into. Carts, all that. But if you don't have if you have someone far away that tells you after running into it, it's like, what's the point? I do admit I did something like that where a dude almost ran over my toe. And usually we feel with our canes our surroundings. But I did have an instance where I had to kind of say that while sitting down with these on. I normally don't wear wedges, but I was wearing wedges with a dress, and the dude almost got me in the pinky toe, and I tried telling him, watch out for my pinky toe. And he says, how can I? I can't see. And normally we would try to ask, is there anything in the way? And they would probably guide us to get around that. Or where the person is. They'll probably say go right or left. Then you usually feel where something is. And we tend to use our cane to feel for that obstacle too. Click on that with your mouse. Is the next one.
One face, large face,
Yeah.
face near bottom edge.
This was kind of annoying because I can't use the mouse anymore.
One face, large face, face near bottom right edge.
And
one face.
And I have to use keyboard commands in order to get around websites. Heck, I even love how Twitter
one face.
And AOL Mail, even though it's hard to send an email on there now, have
one face.
A command list for
face
you to
right
click
edge.
on to tell you how to do this and that.
Large face. Face near
but
bottom
you
edge.
Can't use the mouse as much as you can, unless if you have someone sighted to guide you if you need to use the mouse. Like, for instance, I had to do that with a Disney application to select my state. It wouldn't let me use my keyboard. So yeah, saying that use your mouse to click on it is not a good thing to say to someone who uses a screen reader or Magic or even Zoom text, because you have to see on Zoom text everything zoomed in, and it'll take you kind of a while to get around to click on something at low vision. I'm not sure how that works or how they train those people with that. I know when I start into a program to be certified in teaching assistive technology, I would, I know I would probably encounter something like that, and it's gonna be fun. And the final thing, this is gonna be WTF. Gee, I wish I was blind like you. Or more like the happiest person saying this. Gee, I wish I was blind like you. Screw you. That's how I felt. Why? I did. This is pretty much a WTF in my book. Because I lost a friend that denied saying this over the phone once. Because he was taking a break from Facebook and he said that, and I had to wait the entire spring break to tell him, hey, you shouldn't have said that. I've met a lot of people, even at the blind rehab center and at the lighthouse, and so many of these blind meetings.
One face, zero faces. One face,
Most of these blind meetings that have lost their vision through different ways, from either losing it at birth or losing it at a certain age like I have.
One face,
or
large face,
even
face near bottom edge.
I even heard this one guy who lost it while serving the military through a commercial.
One face,
and I'm like,
large face,
and it was the non-24 commercials.
One face,
and
large face, face near bottom left edge.
It's messed up saying that
Zero
you wish
faces.
you could be blind like someone like me, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Should be grateful that you have the sight that you have, and shouldn't go through something that I'm going through. Even if you, and heck, I don't wish something like what I have on anybody, even my worst enemies. I just walk away from my worst enemies and just let them be bitter. That's all. So yeah, I did lose that friend, because after hearing that, I didn't want to be involved with someone who thinks being blind is better than being sighted. And I know it's tough being someone who's blind, but to tell you the truth, you have to pretty much relearn a lot of stuff. Relearn the computer if you were sighted once, and I had to do that. And relearning how to read through audio and Braille and everything, it's not an easy thing. But in the end, that is one major thing you should not say to a blind person, no matter what it's like. I would say if you go, well, I did host a panel called the Blind Experience at a few of the conventions, and the people that, when we were doing it with blind goggles that we borrowed from the lighthouse, they were like, wow, so this is how you watch everything? I'm like, yep. We want to do it with Doctor Who, which would be really, really fun to do. So that is it. Thanks, guys. That is it for this video. Sorry if I kind of had some outside interruptions, including Jaws. I keep on forgetting to turn off my speaker because I was about to watch a video on YouTube. This is where this video is going to be placed. But anyways, I would say if you meet anyone who's visually impaired, please don't be a jerk to them. Please don't. We already went through enough jerks back in school. I would say just be nice and ask nicely. And just, if they need help, just ask if they need help. There you go. So that is it. What's next in videos? I am not entirely sure, but I know in September there's going to be a big announcement video that I'm going to make. And I know I did ask, should I do the pastel goth look and how I would do it on here? And I do any of the cosplay? Well, the major cosplay character that you see me in most of my videos is a character Avery. Do you want me to see how I pull together that makeup look? Please comment down below. And also, I'm crossing my fingers on news about Holiday Matsuri's press, because we filled out the form back in May for that. And hoping we get some news. Hoping, because I'm crossing my fingers, especially a really big guest that we want to interview. If you want to know who that is, watch our interview. Watch our interview with Brian Beacock, and that's who we mentioned. If you want to see any of our other many videos, you can still watch them here. We have a lot of convention videos. We have our interviews. So make sure you subscribe as well. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the WordPress page. If you want to contact and say hi, make sure you even email. Yeah, we include the email. And also, one more thing. Follow me on Instagram at MariBlueCat if you can. Because I sometimes put up pictures of new looks and everything. So, until next time, bye.
Stop recording video.